Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have something that looks pretty fun. It says it's a parody of Mario, and I guess I can kind of see like Mario's hat, his feet, and maybe he's like platforming on this sorts of things. But I saw the name of it. It was like, okay, that sounds like it could be pretty fun. And then kind of saw the Sudoku artwork, as I like to call it, and thought this might be a good one to take a stab at and see if what comes of it. So, as I said, it's a parody of Mario. Parody is going to come into play here, obviously. It's by H.Bell. I don't believe I've done a puzzle by H.Bell before, so that's another good point here to find, for me, new creators, setters, however you like to call it. So let's jump into our rules and see if we can get this one solved. So we've got normal 9x9 Sudoku rule apply, so every row, every column, and every 3x3 box contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Now we've got parity lines. So digits on a red line all have the same parity, i.e. digits on the red line must all be odd or must all be even. It is up to the solver to determine whether the line indicates even or odd digits. Separate lines may have different parities. So all that means is that the any one of these, pick one, pick your flavor, if you will. All of these digits must either be odd or even. All of these digits must be either even or odd. Same goes with all the rest of them. That's essentially what these lines are producing, and we have to figure out which one is which. And on top of that, we have black and white Kropki dots. So black Kropki dots, digits separated by a black Kropki dot must have a 1:2 ratio. So these two here, one is double the other, one is half the other, x over 2, 2x, that kind of situation. Then we have our white Kropki dots, so these two guys here. These must be consecutive digits, so it says digits separated by a white Kropki dot are consecutive, i.e. they have a difference of 1. Not all dots are given, so these guys are consecutive. All of the white dot ones are consecutive, and we have no negative constraint. So there could be plenty of other dots out there. They're not just marked, and that's it. So not a whole lot of rule sets. There's a lot of information going on here, though, and we have a digit, which is funny because we usually don't. I think I've done maybe a handful of Sudokus on this channel where we actually have digits, maybe a couple of handfuls, I guess, at this point, because we've done quite a few Sudokus to this stage. But anyway, those are the rules for this one. Link is in the description below, as always. And let's get a go at this one, see if we can figure it out. So the first thing I noticed was this line. And we're going to know what this is because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. And now we know that we must have either all evens or all odds. Well, there's not 5 even digits in a normal Sudoku. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's only 4 evens, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So these have to be odd. These are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, which means these are the 2, 4, 6s, and 8s here. Which means this is a 2, 4, 6, 8. So there can never be a 6 on this black Kropki dot because the 6 must go with the 3 in a black Kropki. One must be double or half of the other one. Now we know, therefore, there must be a 4 on this because it's either a 2, 4 or a 4, 8. So there's no 4s here. And, well, we can go a little bit further on this black Kropki dot here. We cannot put 5, 7, or 9 on a black Kropki. So these are not 5, 7, or 9. If those are not 5, 7, or 9, they're only 1 and 3. This can either be a 2 or a 6, because 1 and 2 are in a 2-to-1 ratio, and 3 and 6 are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay. Now, is there anyone else? Well, we know these can't be odd, because if they were odd, we'd have 4 of these odds plus 3 more odds. That's 7 odds. It's too many odds. We don't need that kind of odd action. These have to be evens. This cannot be on a black Kropki. Well, actually, that's not true. I'll take that back. This very well could be on a black Kropki because this isn't on another line, so it could be a 3, and then it could tie back into a 4. So let's not use bad logic. This, though, cannot be an 8. Because it has to be consecutive along this white Kropki dot, which would mean if this is an 8, this would be 7 or 9. Like we said, we can't put 7 or 9 on a black Kropki dot, so this can't be 8. So we know one of these is 8. Now, we also know that one of these has to be odd. So let's put those in there. We're going to do the same thing we did over here with the black Kropki. This can't be 5, 7, or 9. So this is either 1 or 3, which means this can't be 8 or 4. This can't be 6, but it could be 2 or 4. So we know one of these is an 8. Does that do much for us? Actually, kind of does. If one of these is 8, then none of these can be 8, so one of these must be 8, and then this can't be 8. Now, it's not a great bit of information there, but it is a bit of information. Next on the list is going to be what? Now we're starting to get into some place where I have to actually use my brain. Now, can we do anything with this 5? It's a given digit. When there's a given digit, it usually means that it has to be there. Now, we know 5 can't go on a black Kropki dot, so we can rule out all of these as being 5. We know all of these are not 5 as well. Same with these, and then all of these, as we can just mark them. What does that do for us? I don't know. I do not know. But there's going to be something here, right? Okay, can this be a 5? We know that one of these 3, let's mark this as these are 5s. Can this ever be a 5? Well, if this is a, oh, the answer is yes. Shoot, I thought I had something clever there, but I didn't. If this was a 5, these could both be 4s. They couldn't both be 3s, obviously, because this couldn't be a 3, 6, and then whatever. So maybe we need to look at this a little bit harder, but I thought we might have had something here with this 5. The other thing is, what I was trying to look at was, and I didn't even say this, but these both have to be of the same parity. So they either are odd or even. So if this is a 5, we're forced to make these both the same digit because they have to be consecutive with the 5. So they're either a 4 or an 8, or 4 or an 8. What am I talking about? A 4 or a 6. And they couldn't, like I said, they could not be 6. So they would have to both be 4. Now, well, let's think about that further. If these were both 4s, because they both have to be even in this instance, this would have to be 4, 2, 1. And if this has to be 1, these both have to be 2. We already had a 2 back here, so that doesn't work. These can't be 4. Let's make sure that's accurate. Again, let's make sure the 5s have to be in one of these 3. If this is a 5, these have to both be... No, they don't. They don't have to be, but they both have to be even. And this cannot ever be a 6, so it would have to be a 4. That's a better way to look at it, because these don't both have to be 4s, but this would have to be a 4, this could be a 4 or a 6. This can't be the 6, because like we said, 6, 3, and then what do you do with the rest of it? So if this is a 5, this is forced to be a 4. We have to go down to 2 and 1, because we can't go up to 8 and then back down to 4. Or 4, 8, 16 doesn't work clearly either. So it'd be 4, 2, 1, and we end up with a 1 in the middle of this. All 3 of these would end up being 2, so that doesn't work. So this is not a 5. So we know this is an odd parity line. So let's put that in. This can't be 5. Now we can also look at this and say this has to be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 compilation. This can't be the one as we previously stated. Now, I don't think I can, well, this can't be 1 or 8. Let's get rid of those. Let's do the obvious stuff. This can't be a 1, because if this is a 1, these have to both be 1. So we've got a 2, 4, 8 triple here, which means this is 2, 4, 8, either going this way here or this way here. So 2, 4, 8 or 2, 4, 8. Can't start with a 4 and go 2 and 1 because there is no 1. Same this way. So this is a 4, and these are not 4s. Now, this can't now be a 5. So we know this is a 5. So let's get rid of that because of our previous understandings of where a 5 can go. This can't be a 5. Now, we cannot say that this is a 5 necessarily, although it's kind of tempting because we've put in all these digits here. But all that really is telling us that none of these is 5. So one of these is 5, but this doesn't have to be 5. Okay, so we have some information now. Can we take it further? I guess what we can say is that one of these two must... Is that accurate? No, again, it's not, is it? I think, though, what we're going to have is that one of these is either 1 or 3, which is going to give us a 1-3 pair, a virtual 1-3 pair. But 2, 3... Well, this can't be 2, can it? Oh, yeah, it can. Jeez, my brain's not working. If this is a 2, these would be a 1-3 pair. This would be 8, and this would be a 7 or a 9. If this is an 8, this is a 7-9 pair. So this is just a 1-3-7-9 possibility right here. Although I don't really like that. Doesn't do much for me. How about 6? Where the heck does a 6 go in this region? Well, it can't go here because it can't be consecutive 2 or 8. Well, let's just look at this stupid thing. Being a little bit slow here. This has to all be even. 2, 4, 6, 8. If you're going to be slow, be all the way slow. That's my motto, I guess. So we have our 2, 4, 6s, and 8s. Which means these are both odd. These are all odd. Might have done better to color some of this stuff instead of going out with all the options, but it is what it is. This must be odd. So it's a 1-3-5-7-9, but it's not 5-7 again. Therefore, this is either 2 or 6 again. 1 to 2 must go to 3. 3 to 6 could go to either 5 or 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. We don't quite have a quintuple on this guy. But does that have any effect on this guy? Don't think it does. Okay, now I'm starting to struggle to see. Well, we know this can't be 4. No, not quite. I've got to center myself again because I'm kind of losing the focus of where I need to go here. Oh wait, this is a 2, 6, 8 now. So therefore this just is 4, which means this is 2. Okay, we can start using that. Which means this is 4. These are not 4s. This 4 means this is a 3 and this is a 6. Okay, here we go. Again, I just didn't see the right place. None of these are 3. So one of these two is. These are not 3. These must be of the same... Okay, so that's probably where I was going to look if I continued my thought process here before seeing this thing. These have to be of the same parity, so they're either both even or both odd. they can't both be odd because we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 possible odds. So these are evens. So they have to be 2, 4, or 8. And again, we must have a 4 on them. And therefore, these must all be odd. Because we'd have, if they're even, we'd have 5 evens. That doesn't work. So let's put this in. Sadly, there's nothing looking at this. So we don't quite have enough in a row yet. So these can't be even. Because again, we have these even here. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This again is not 5, 7, or 9. Because we're on a black Kropki. This must be either 2 or 6. So we have a 2, 6 pair going in here now. That doesn't really affect much though. What to do? Okay, where's our next move? That's a good question. Now there's nothing. Okay, I was just making sure there was nothing further about these lines that said there was any kind of relationship between the actual digits that were on it, and there is not. So let's. We know there has to be a 4 up here, so one of these two by Sudoku. Kind of reverting to Sudoku land now. There has to be a 3 up here. Not liking this. So we have a 6. We know one of these is even and one of them is odd. These two here. But we can't quite determine which one is which at the moment. The 2-8 pair here doesn't do us much good. I don't believe. Now, can we reduce any possibilities by using this Kropki dot? Because if it's a 2, this is either a 1 or a 3. If it's an 8, it's either a 7 or a 9. So we just have our 1, 3, 7, 9s again. And that could still take on any of these situations here. Again, I'd mentioned this previously. There must be a 6 up here. Well, there can't be a 6 in any of these. So one of these is a 6. Trying to scratch in here to find stuff. If this is a 6, it forces this to be a 3. I don't see how that's a problem. Well, let's put these in. 1, 3, oh, wrong button. 1, 3, 7, and 9. Oh, that's probably just what I had to do. I just didn't look at it. So we've got 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 in this region. This has to be the 5. Let's get rid of that. Therefore, this cannot be a 5. Now we've got all of the odds. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So this cannot be a 6, 3 pair. So that's where we do pick up the 6 here. And that does not follow through, except for the fact that one of these is a 6. Now we know these are all evens. So they're 2, 4, and 8. This has to have a 4 on it. So this doesn't have a 4 on it. And we know we have these 4s all about. Oh, this one right here, the 4 sees it. So let's put our 4 in to get rid of these. So we have a 2-8 pair here. And we do have a 2-8 pair going on here. Which means, what does it mean? Means I don't know. Means that one of these is odd and one of these is 6. Means one of these is odd and either the 2 or the 8. So does that mean these have to be from 4 and 6? And is that of, again, any use? I don't know. Because we know we have, in this column, we have 1, 3, 5, like a 1, 3, 5, 7, but we're missing the last odd digit because we have 2 8s. We have the 2 8 pair of 4. One of these is a 6, and then one of these is odd. So we have, what we're saying is we have one of these has to be a 6 and an odd. One of these must be an even, and one of these must be an odd to finalize the odds and evens in the box. Because we got 1, 3, 5, let's say it's this one, 7, 9, blah, blah, blah. This one would have to be from 2, 4, 6, or 8. So we know one of these is from 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and we have 3 of them in the column array, so this can't be a 6. So this is a 6. And that's going to maybe, hopefully, blow all this open, because we finally get one of these guys to work. So this has to be 2, which means this has to be 1, which means none of these are 1. This is not 2. And this column, one of these is 2. Let's put that in. And what do we need? We need another 4 or 8 over here. I don't quite understand that yet, though. These are not 2s. Man, I thought I was going to have something. We do have all the evens, though, here now. So these all have to be odd, which means this is not a 6, which means this is a 6. This is not an 8. That's not a 6. Okay. These are all odd from 3, 5, 7, and 9. I'm hesitant to put those in because the only thing really we know is this is not a 5. And this is not a 3. Okay. We know one of... No, we don't know that. The 2 has to be down here. We should have probably seen that earlier. We've got a 2 here and a 2 here, so none of these can be 2. So one of these has to be 2, so this is 2. That was probably sitting there for a while now, excruciatingly close to me. Ones can't be in any of those. These can't be 1s, so this has to be a 1, which means this has to be a 2. This has to be a 3. These are not 3. This has to be 8. Yeah, this should break this thing wide open now. Finally, this has to be 4. This has to be 2. This is not 2 or 8, so it's 6. This is not 2 or 6. This is not... Well, we don't know what that is just yet. Again, none of these are 1, because we've now got our 1. This is not a 2. We would have already known that anyway, so that's not really a big deal. And we have to have a 1 here, because it's the only place in this region that a 1 will go. So these are not 1s. Alrighty. And one of these two has to be a 1 because of this row. So therefore this isn't. And we can't have a 1 in any, so one of these must be a 1. No, this is either a 7 or a 9. Let's use our Kropki Dots here to good use. This cannot be a 4, so it has to be 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 3. This can't be 5. This can't be 5. Just getting some cleanup done here. We've got 1s and 3s down here. This can't be 3. And the other one is whatever's left over. Right. And what is these? See, this could still be 7 or 9. It could go either way. Let's look at these Kropki Dots now that we have this starting to open up. This has to be a 3 because 4 can't go with a 5. This has to be a 7 because this 6 can't go with the 5. This has to be, no, this 2 here gives us our 8 and our 2. And our 8 and our 2. There we go. We've got a 7, 9 pair, so this is 1. And this just has to be a given digit, doesn't it? Or does it? What is the possibilities here? Can't be 1, it could be 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, because we know the 4 is down here. Can't be 6, can't be 7 or 9, so it's either 2 or 8, and it can't be 8, so this actually is a given digit. I just had to look at it properly. These are not 2, so this is a 4-8 pair. There we go. Like I said, slowly but surely we're getting there. And don't call me Shirley. These are givens now, so they are 1 and 8. We don't quite have enough, but it's going to give us this digit. Well, we could have gotten by this one too, but, you know, this has to be 9. That 2 is going to see this, so all of our pencil marking that we probably didn't have to do some of it is kind of going to unravel now. It's going to start to unravel. This can't be 3. This must be 3. And that 2 gives us a 4 here. And how about this column maybe? This can't be 3 anymore. We have to have a 1. It has to go here because this sees that one and this sees that one. So this is 1. These 2 digits are 4 and 7, and this cannot be 4, so that's 7, that's 4. And that's going to give us our 8 and our 4. We still know these are a 7-9 pair. Okay. Again, this guy now sees a 7, so this is 5. And what are we left with that could possibly go here? Can't be 1, 2, can't be 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, or 6, 7. So it has to be from 7, 8, and 9. One of them has to be a 7. This can't be an 8. A 1 in this column. We know it can't go in any of these, so it must go here. 1 and 8. That 3 that we put in here would tell us this 3, so we can get that. And we get a deet doot in the corner. These are given digits, so it's probably going to tell us what this is down here. Yeah, these have to be from 5 and 9, so therefore this is 7. Let's make sure I got that correct. Yes, and this is 8. And these 2 are left over as 1 and 9, so this is 9. This is 1 by Sudoku. None of these are 9s. These are not 5s. What are these 2? They have to be 5 and 9 as well. So these are 5, 9, which means that's not 5. These are not 9. There's only one place left for a 1, and we also had a 3-7 pair that could break that out. There we go. We have it's hard to see because of the lines, but we have a 3-7 pair here, so this is 5. And just doing some scanning to see if we can do much. I was going to make a joke, but I decided against it. Nothing too funny anyway, don't worry about it. What about these digits? What do we get left with? We have to have a 2 in here somewhere, so we have 2 2s looking at it. 2, 2. And these have to be from 3, 7, and 9. 3, 7, 9. This is not 3. 3, 7, 9. We have to have the 4 here. Didn't see that, but let's look up here and get our 4. And what do we have left that can work here? Again, we can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So this has to be from 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 7. This can't be 8. So it's either a 7-8 pair or it's a 9-8 pair. But either way, there must be an 8. So this is our 8. And one of these 2 must be a 9. Let's get rid of that 8 marking there, though. And, we have a 7-9 pair here, so we're going to get this digit, which is what? 6? That appears to be correct. This must be from 5 or 9, because it's all that's left in this row. This is 5, 7, or 9, which we don't have an answer to yet. Okay, we must be in just base Sudoku land, so let's go through and get this done. 1's already done. 2's already done. 3's. We have a 3 right here, which is going to help us immensely. 3 and 7 and 3. And these are not 7s. That's not a 3. So this is a 3. I think that's going to finalize our 3s, right? Yeah. 4s should be done. Can we place the final 5s? No, we'll have to get something else to finish that. 6s are done. 7s are hanging on by a thread. 8s are done, and what about 9s? Oh, the 9 there, that's what's going to get us 7 and 9. That should get everything we need. 5, 9. This becomes a 5. This becomes a 7. This becomes our 9. That 7 here is going to give us this 9. So 5 and 7 and 9 and 5. And there we go. Okay. That one took a little bit longer than it probably should have, I would think. It took me about a half hour, as you saw click on the screen there. It really took me a moment to find the place that I just needed to be looking at, and some of the more obvious items. I think it was in one of these guys. That both of these I could have found probably sooner than I did. I just wasn't looking in the correct direction, but that's fine. It is a parody of Mario, and it was fun. Like I said, it did take me a little bit of digging, but I still enjoyed it just as much. At the end of the day, I mean, a half-hour puzzle is a good puzzle length. It's not too easy, and it's not too difficult. So definitely a thumbs up for me on this one. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me immensely. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks.